In unfortunate news, rapper Young Scooter, born Kenneth Bailey, has lost his life tragically on his birthday, March 28th, 2025. It is said that he suffered a leg injury while hopping over two fences after the police knocked on his door. Some people are saying that it is not true, that he was shot. Some people are saying that he did suffer a leg injury after he broke his femur bone. Now, let's go to the news to find out what they are saying happened, and then we're going to get into the video. Let's go.
Well, Jennifer, the main thing we want to set straight here, the lieutenant over homicide with Atlanta police saying they did not, in fact, shoot Young Scooter. They say there were no shots fired during this ordeal tonight on William Nye Drive. I believe we have a live look at that scene right now. What Atlanta police say did happen this evening is that they were responding to a call from a home there on William Nye Drive involving a disturbance with weapons. As officers got on scene, they got reports that there was a woman involved in this, possibly shots fired, and that she was taken back into the home. However, at this hour, they cannot find that woman. What they did find in the home were two male suspects. One of those males returned from the home after running away. That second suspect never returned, and we're told as he was making his way from that home, he actually jumped two fences. It was during one of those jumps he landed and somehow broke a leg. Some were hearing initial reports it was a femur. Again, we don't know the details of exactly the injuries, but tonight the medical examiner says a cause and manner of death have not been confirmed. But again, this is now confirmed to be Bailey, a based rapper here in Atlanta known as Young Scooter.
Welcome back to the show. If this is your first time here, I need you to do three things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video so everyone else can do the exact same thing that you just did. And if they don't, then we're coming after them. I know you saw this news clipping play out, and whatever it is you are thinking about, whatever anger that you may have inside of you, because I'm pretty sure most of y'all are aware of Young Scooter's death. It's not a mystery. It wasn't a secret. As soon as it happened, we heard about it. It was all over the news. Now, Young Scooter, who has a couple of hit singles, has passed away tragically on his birthday after the police were called to his house because there was ruckus there. They said shots were fired and a woman was dragged into the house by her hair. Now, this is what they are saying. We don't know how true any of this is, but this is what they are saying. And then they go as far as to say that when the police knocked on the door, a man opened the door and quickly slammed the door in their faces. Then later on, both men exited the apartment, the house, and started running. They took off running. Now, later on, one of the men came back to the house. I am thinking that it was Young Scooter's son, because Young Scooter's son has posted on IG now blaming the police for this. He is actually saying that Young Scooter was shot. Now, there are some bloggers that are reporting that he was shot. To my knowledge, that is not true. To my knowledge, Young Scooter was not shot. He was running from the cops and hopped over a fence. Now, I don't know how high this fence was for you to land. He may have landed the wrong way. It was his birthday. He could have been intoxicated. There's no telling. The toxicology is being done, and we will know exactly what might have been in the system or what might have not been in the system that could have caused him to clumsily hop over a fence and break a femur bone and then bleed out and bleed to death. See, I'm pretty sure that's what they are going to say the cause of death is, because if he was not shot, and not to mention if the police did not give chase, then how could they have shot him? But I digress. Now, Young Scooter's son, who my heart goes out to, because you should not have to go through this. You should not be going through this. No young man should be going through this, especially when their father passes away at the age of 39. Yes, young Scooter was only 39 and he is now gone. But his son posted on IG, and I'm going to put it up on the screen for y'all. I ain't give a fuck about no handcuffs on me. I just wanted to make sure you were good. That's all I kept asking. And they whole ass kept lying. Damn, my best friend gone. Now, when he says that, he is talking about the police. He is saying that they were lying because he believes that they shot him. Damn, my best friend gone. Happy birthday too. I know exactly what to do. Lame ass blogs lying and shit, man. I don't even want to see none of this shit. Of course you don't. And again, my deepest condolences go out to his son. They go out to his family. But at the same time, we need to watch what we say. We need to watch what we say. We always need to watch what we say, especially on social media, because people will take your words and twist them. They will take your words and they will take your videos. They will take your words out of context. They will twist them. They will cut, edit in order to make things look differently from what they actually mean. Now, you have people on IG. I've seen other posts on IG. People who are saying that he was shot. That young Scooter was shot by the police. Of course, you know what they're trying to do. They are trying to start something that isn't there. They're trying to start something that isn't there. I have spoken to people, black folks, that are very race-driven. They are big on colorism. Yes, they are very big on colorism. See, I have conversations with different types of people. I don't just subject myself to one race, to one type of person. No, I speak to successful people. I speak to people who aren't successful. I speak to people who are lazy. I speak to people who are high earners and motivated. I speak to black people. I speak to white people. I speak to everyone. And so you cannot tell me that a black person can not see color, that a black person cannot be racist. And a lot of this is race driven. A lot of it is race driven. Not to mention this taste for the police. We know that there's been a campaign to defund the police that was going on back in 2019, 2020. They were trying to defund the police, which I don't understand, because if you defund the police, then who are you punk ass going to run to when you're in trouble? Because that's the first person they call. You want to defund the police, but that's the first person that y'all call. The first line, you know that number by heart. 911. Hello, 911. State your emergency. Y'all know that number by heart. You know what I mean? Why shouldn't you? But y'all, I'm kidding. Y'all know what I mean. But they're the first ones you call, even though you want to disarm them. You wouldn't fight for yourself, but you want to. It's crazy to me. But now they are trying to paint this narrative of young Scooter being deleted by the cops who shot him. I honestly do not think that's what happened. Tomorrow we may find out the truth. The next day after, we may find out the truth. There's no telling until they do the autopsy and they tell exactly what happened in his cause of death. Until then, let's stop with the hate, people. Let's stop with the finger pointing, because that's what a lot of people seem to want to do. It goes back to many cases where they just want to point the finger at the police. Oh, I've had my interactions with the police. Trust and believe. Don't you sit there talking about, oh, he must not have had any interactions. I've had interactions with bad cops and good cops. See, when they say that there's bad cops and good cops, they're not lying. There are bad cops out there. There's a lot of bad cops out there, but there's also more good cops. And so sometimes you come across the bad ones too often, and you start to paint this narrative in your mind of the police. And once you see that badge, once you see that uniform, you do not like them. It's like a bull that sees red. Yes, it's like a bull in a matador. That bull sees that matador holding that cape in this bright red. It angers him. And that's exactly how some of y'all act. That's exactly how some of y'all are. Tell me I'm lying. When you see that badge and you see that uniform, it angers you. Now, I used to be like that. As a young man, I was exactly like that because I had bad interactions with bad cops. Not to mention, I understand exactly why I had so many interactions with the cops. It was my fault. It was no one else's but my fault. See, as I got older, I learned to minimize my interaction with the police. I don't need no interactions with the police at all unless it's a dire emergency. That's it. I don't need no type of interactions as far as getting any type of tickets, being in handcuffs, none of that. So I minimized that as I got older. But when I was younger, I was doing stupid shit. And so I would have a lot of interactions which means that I would meet a lot of bad cops. And I would also meet good cops. Just like today, I still meet bad cops here and there. It's not too often though, but I've still met bad cops. And when I say bad cops, I'm talking about a cop who does not want to give you the respect that you deserve. And they feel like you should give them respect and it shouldn't be reciprocated because they have that badge on. That's a bad cop. And so I've come across, not too many now, but I've come across a lot more good cops than ever now. And so I would never go into an outrage and say, oh, they did this to young Scooter. They did that to young Scooter. Like, people want to immediately start pointing the finger when we all should wait to find out what's truly going on. How did this man truly pass away? Because right now, honestly, it's just hearsay until the autopsy comes out. And yes, of course, so you have your conspiracy theorists who will say, well, they can change the autopsy to say whatever it is they wanted to say. Let's be real. What movie are you living in? Enemy of the State? Because that's not going to be the case. If there's a bullet in this man, they're going to know there's a bullet in this man. No one is going to be able to tell you otherwise. And so whatever the cause is, we still shouldn't start pointing the finger at anybody. No, you shouldn't. Unless you know for a fact that something has happened to this man to cause him to pass away in the way that he did, then we should not be pointing fingers at anybody, including those cops, because we do not know why he ran. And as I said before, I believe his son was probably the other male who ran, because they said 2 males ran and then came back to the home. And now he's saying that he was placed in handcuffs. So if he was placed in handcuffs that night, then that means he was probably the other male that was running with young Scooter after he tragically hopped over those fences and lost his life. Things like that happen. Freak accidents happen. My thing is that you try to minimize things like that from happening, freak accidents like that from happening to you. And so we're also probably going to learn what happened at the home to cause people to call the police because shots were fired. Because they probably saw a woman being drugged back into the house by her hair. She was probably screaming, yelling. They were probably fighting. And like I said, there's no telling what else could have been involved. Intoxicants, you don't know yet until that autopsy comes out. But I'm pretty sure we're going to find out what the truth is and how he truly lost his life. And to his family, my condolences. I hope y'all get through this. No, matter of fact, I know that y'all are going to get through this, because a loss of life is something that we all go through. And you have to be strong in order to get through it. And I know that y'all will get through it. And no matter what the outcome is, and no matter what we find out about his cause of death, we all need to pray for his family. And if you're going to protest, we need to do it peacefully. Until next time. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.